And welcome to Diary TV, your trusted source for in-depth global news. I'm Ogenekara Asowe, and today we dive into a story that has sent shockwave across the world. On June 22nd, 2025, the United States unleashed its most advanced weapon, the B-2 Stitch bomber, in a daring and historic strike against Iran's fortified nuclear facilities. Codenamed Operation Midnight Hammer, this mission was a masterclass in military precision, stealth, and power. The B-2, often called the Invisible Death, slipped through Iran's defenses, delivered devastating blows to its nuclear ambition, and vanished without a trace. But what exactly happened? How did this operation unfold? And what does this mean for the world today? Stay with us as we unpack the latest updates on this unprecedented event, exploring the technology, strategy, and the global fallout. Today, we'll take you through the heart of this operation, from the B-2's unmatched capacity to the geopolitical ripples still unfolding. We'll break it down into 5 key segments: the B-2 Spirit technological marvel, the intricate details of Operation Midnight Hammer, the aftermath and damage assessment, Iran's response, and what this could mean for global security. Let's begin with the star of the operation, the B-2 Spirit State Bomber. B-2 Spirit is not just an aircraft, it's a symbol of American military ingenuity. Developed by Northrop Grumman in the late 1980s, the State Bombers is designed to penetrate the world's most sophisticated air defenses and strike with pinpoint accuracy. Its sleek flying wing design, coated with radar-absorbing material, gives it a radar cross-section not larger than a small bed. This makes it virtually invisible to conventional radar system, earning it the nickname the Invisible Death. The B-2 is a beast of range and power. It can fly over 6,000 nautical miles, roughly 11,000 kilometers, without refueling. And with mid-air refueling, it can reach any target on the planet. Each bomber carries a payload of up to 40,000 pounds, capable of delivering both conventional and nuclear weapons. Among its arsenal is the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or MOP, a 30,000 pounds bunker buster bomb designed to destroy deeply buried targets. Only the B-2 can carry this colossal weapon, making it the go-to choice for missions requiring surgical strikes on fortified sites. But what makes the B-2 truly unique is its crew. Operated by just 2 elite pilots, the aircraft relies on advanced automation to reduce workload while maintaining operational precision. Costing a staggering $2.5 billion per unit, the B-2 is the most expensive military aircraft ever built, with only 19 operational units in the US Air Force inventory. Each mission is a high-stake endeavor, reserved for targets of utmost strategic importance. On June 22nd, 2025, the B-2 proved why it remains the king of the sky. Let's dive into how this technological marvel was deployed in one of the most audacious military operations in recent history. Operation Midnight Hammer. It was a meticulously planned mission that showcased the US military unmatched capabilities. On June 21st, 2025, just after midnight Eastern Time, 7 B-2 Spirit State bombers took off from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Their target, 3 of Iran's most critical nuclear facilities, Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. This site, particularly Fordow, buried deep under the mountain near Qom, has been central to Iran's nuclear ambition, with Fordow enriching uranium to levels dangerously close to weapon grade. The operation was shrouded in secrecy and deception. To throw off global observers, 6 additional B-2s were sent west to Guam, a deliberate decoy to divert attention from the main strike force heading east. The Pentagon revealed that only a handful of planners and key leaders knew the full scope of the mission, maintaining that General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, called tactical surprise. The bombers flew an 18-hour journey across the Atlantic and the Mediterranean, requiring multiple air fueling and minimal communication to avoid detection. As the B-2s approached Iranian airspace, U.S. fighter jets like F-16s and F-35 cleared the path, sweeping for enemy aircraft and surface-to-air missiles. Meanwhile, a U.S. submarine in the region launched over 24 Tomahawk cruise missile targeting the Isfahan facility, where uranium is prepared for enrichment. As at 2:10 a.m. Tehran time on June 22nd, the lead B-2 bombed 2 GBU-57 mobs on Fordow, marking the first combat use of these massive bombs. Each mob, measuring 20 feet long and weighing 30,000 pounds, can penetrate up to 60 feet of concrete or 200 feet of earth before detonating. In total, 14 mobs were dropped, 12 on Fordow and 2 on Natanz, while the Tomahawk's missile strike in Isfahan. The strikes executed in just 25 minutes were a coordinated assault designed to maximize impact and minimize exposure. By 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the B-2s exited Iran airspace undetected, having encountered no resistance. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth later declared that our B-2s went in and out and back without the world knowing at all. This was the largest B-2 operational strike in the U.S. history and the longest mission since 2001, lasting over 37 hours round trip. President Donald Trump, addressing the nation from the White House, called the operation a spectacular military success, claiming that Fordow was gone and Iran's nuclear program was obliterated. But what was the real impact of these strikes? Let's explore the aftermath. The dust is still settling from Operation Midnight Hammer, and assessing the full extent of the damage is no easy task. Satellite imagery from June 22, 2025, provided by Maxar Technologies, showed significant destruction at all 3 targeted sites. At Fordow, 6 fresh crater marks the entry point where the mob struck, with debris and ash scattered across the mountainside. Analysts suggest that the bomb may have collapsed tunnel entrance, potentially sealing off access to the underground facility. Natanz, a larger but less fortified site, showed visible damage to its centrifuge hull, while the last location, with uranium processing facilities, bear the scars of Tomahawk missile strikes. US officials, including General Dan Kane, has claimed extremely severe damage and destruction to Iran's nuclear infrastructure. President Trump went further, stating on social media that the strike caused monumental damage and that obliteration is an accurate term. However, questions remain about the true impact. The International Atomic Energy Agency reported no immediate sign of radioactive contamination, suggesting that nuclear materials may have been removed or secured prior to the strike. Iran's state broadcaster claimed that the sites were evacuated in advance, asserting that the country didn't suffer a major blow. This claim, however, with skepticism, as satellite images contradict Iran's narrative of minimal damage. One critical uncertainty is whether Iran managed to relocate enriched uranium or key equipment to secret sites before the strike. For Fordow facility in particular was enriching uranium to 60% purity, close to the 90% needed for a nuclear weapon. If Iran preserves its stockpile of centrifuge technology, its nuclear program could potentially recover, though experts estimate that the strike may have set it back by years, if not decades. The Pentagon has indicated that further strikes could follow if battle damage assessment reveals surviving infrastructure. But as of today, no additional US attacks has been reported. The strikes have not only reshaped Iran's nuclear landscape, but also ignited a firestorm of international reactions. Let's turn to Iran's response and the global fallout. Iran's reaction to the US strike has been a mix of defiance and caution. The Iranian Atomic Energy Organization condemned the attack as a barbaric violation of international law, vowing to continue its nuclear program. President Mashoud declared that the US must receive a response for their aggression, while Iran's UN representative promised a proportionate response. Analysts speculate that Iran's options range from retaliatory strikes on the US base in the region to a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global oil route. However, as of today, Iran has not launched any major counterattacks, possibly worried of future US escalation. Internationally, the strikes have sparked both support and concern. Israeli President Isaac praised the operation as serving the security interest of the entire free world, reflecting Israel's role in weakening Iran's air defenses prior to the US attack. Saudi Arabia and the IAEA reported no radiation spikes, easing fear of environmental fallout. But critics, including US Senator Jeanne Shaheen, has urged de-escalation, warning against a rush to war. The UN and other global bodies are calling for restraint as the Middle East remains on edge after months of heightened tension between Israel, Iran, and their proxies. The strikes have also reignited debates about US foreign policy. President Trump, who campaigned on avoiding protracted wars, now faces pressure to clarify whether Operation Midnight Hammer marks a one-off strike or the start of a broader conflict. His recent social media post hinting at regime change in Iran has raised eyebrows, suggesting that the stakes could escalate further. For now, the world is watching closely, as the ripple effect of these operations could reshape global security for the years to come. Operation Midnight Hammer has demonstrated the unparalleled power of the B-2 spirit and sent a stark reminder to the world: when America's shield bombers take to the skies, no target is out of reach. But as the dust settles, the question remains: what comes next? Will this strike lead to peace as President Trump hopes, or plunge the region into deeper conflict? This is Ogenekara Sowe reporting for Diary TV. Stay tuned for more updates as the story unfolds.